All right, we're going to start this one out with a question. Over the last, let's say, 12 years, how many times have you guys heard that this election is the most important election of our lifetime? And most of the time, is it really the most important election of our lifetime? Thinking about it, it probably was, but that's neither here nor there. I am here to tell you guys that this NFL draft is the most important NFL draft for the Pittsburgh Steelers that we as a team have ever had. Now, why do I say that? Because to some people, the Pittsburgh Steelers are so far away from competing, we might as well not even be in the NFL. But to Steelers fans and to Steelers faithful, we are so gosh darn close to being one of the best NFL teams in the league, and we have been so close for so many years in this last, let's say, 10-year span. And if you think about it, we've had some pretty good drafts as of recently, especially with Omar Khan coming into place as general manager. But it's that one first round pick that has eluded us since we drafted TJ Watt because it just seems like we can't get that most important pick right. And this is the year we got to do it. Why is this the year we got to get it right? Because if you look at the team, we have an aging star studded defense with the likes of TJ Watt, with the likes of Cameron Hayward, with the likes of maybe even Minka Fitzpatrick if you guys are still in on him. But he's pushing 30. TJ's in his 30s. Cameron Hayward's damn near pushing 40 at this point. We are going to lose some of our great guys, and Cameron Hayward is on the brink of walking away without a Super Bowl title. And to us Steelers fans and NFL fans as a whole, that's just blasphemous. Who else do we got on the team? Our head coach, Mike Tomlin. How many seasons, how many off seasons have we as Steelers fans come out and just absolutely blasted this guy for being one of the best coaches in the NFL, but we just can't get over the hump. Now, how much influence does Mike Tomlin directly have over the first round? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's not his fault that we've whiffed on a few first round picks over the last couple of years. But nobody cares. At the end of the day, this is the guy that they are blaming. At the end of the day, we are talking about trading TJ Watt because we are wasting his prime. We are wasting Cam Hayward. We have wasted Cam Hayward. We have wasted Minka Fitzpatrick. We have wasted Alex Highsmith. We have wasted numerous players on this star-studded defense. And then we go back to the offense. We go back to when we had the killer bees. We just could not capitalize when we had that really good team. When it was time to go out and be Super Bowl contenders, Super Bowl champions maybe, who did we draft? Not too much on him, but we go out and we get a guy like Terrell Edmonds who didn't really end up panning out. Before we got Edmonds and we were an offensive focused team, what did we go out and do? We went out and drafted star-studded cornerback Artie Burns, and we all know how that worked out. It didn't. Spoiler alert, it did not work out. Ryan Shazier goes down and we needed some help in the middle of the defense. What did we go out and do? We traded up to select a player, Devin Bush, who to me, it was a good pick in hindsight, but he ended up getting hurt, and that pick was pretty much wasted. The trade that we did to go up and get Devin Bush, it was wasted. So in 2025, when we're thinking about prospects, I believe the first position that is really coming to mind is on the defensive line, and honestly, that is probably the smartest choice to make. If you've been watching the Steelers as of recently, we cannot stop the run to save our lives. If you are a backup running back, if you've never had a family member attend a game, if you've never had a friend attend a game, you have a girlfriend, a wife, somebody who's never seen you play, and you are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, you are going to have a career game against us because we cannot stop the run. We haven't been able to stop the run for a minute now. Honestly, weeks 1 through, let's say, 4 or 5, we're pretty good on defense, especially in the defensive line. But then all of a sudden, fatigue starts to hit, injuries start to hit, and then we just cannot stop a common cold on defense when it comes to the run. And so on the defensive line, that might be the play to make. That is the smart choice to make. But then we look at another position at wide receiver. Now, because we got DK Metcalf, I believe the first round pick wide receiver is a bit far-fetched. Maybe we get Egbuka. Maybe we get Luther Burden. Maybe somehow Tet McMillan falls. Maybe we get Matthew Golden. That is definitely a choice to make. But now that we have DK, I don't think it's necessarily there. And then you look at the quarterback position, which I'll probably talk about in a second. That maybe, negates us getting a wide receiver, because why would we get a wide receiver in the first round if the quarterback position is such a question mark? What's another potential position for us to pick? Ladies and gentlemen, that is running backs. And speaking of the past drafts, what did we just do maybe 3 to 4 drafts ago at this point? We took Najee Harris in the first round, and whether you blame him, whether you blame the offense, whether you blame Mike Tomlin, whether you blame Matt Canada, the Najee Harris pick did not work out, and we tried to salvage something for Big Ben's last run, and now Najee Harris is the Los Angeles Charger, and we still do have Jalen Warren, but it just leaves some room to be desired for at the running back department. But honestly, outside of Ashton Genty and Omarion Hampton, I don't believe any of the other running backs are necessarily first-round picks. And let's be honest, these guys are going to get drafted to teams and then they're going to put up 2,000 yards in their first season and they're going to be fantastic. But just because of the Najee Harris thing, just because of other holes we have on the team, I don't think running back is the position that we go after. But we could end up getting a guy like Travion Henderson, Quinshawn Judikins, or the ton of other running backs in the later rounds because this class is pretty deep when it comes to running backs. And so then there's that question. Another question, ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about it. It's time to talk about the elephant in the room. What the hell are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to do about the quarterback position? Because as of today, if you've been watching the videos for a little bit, we've been having this Aaron Rodgers discussion. He is still not on the team. Our starting quarterback right now is still Mason Rudolph. And so that begs the question, are we going to take a quarterback again in the first round? Obviously, the last time we did that, it was Kenny Pickett, and it didn't work. Hindsight, it didn't work. I do love Pitt. If you guys have been watching, you know I do love Pitt. Kenny Pickett had a great season in 2021. He was a Heisman finalist, but for the most part, everybody told us he was going to stink, and he kind of stinks. And so that was a huge, huge, huge swing and a miss for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now in this quarterback class, we look at the Shador Sanders. We look at the Jackson Darts, who's been flying up the boards. We look at Jalen Milroe. We look at maybe even somehow, some way Cam Ward. There's Quinn Ewers out there. There's Tyler Show. There's Kyle McCord. There's a lot of quarterback prospects. All of those guys, though, I don't believe that they're all going to be first round picks. But streets are saying that Jackson Dart is going to be a first round pick. Streets are saying that Shador Sanders maybe will fall down all the way to Pittsburgh if he survives the New Orleans pick. And so maybe you just do that. Truthfully, the smartest approach I think that we're going to have to do is one, we're going to have to get a second round pick. I know this is like a first round pick kind of video, but we're going to have to get a second round pick, one. And then two, I think defensive line is the pick to make unless Shador Sanders happens to fall to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Or, we're really in on Jackson Dart. But as I mentioned Kenny Pickett a little bit ago, you guys maybe even think it's blasphemy to be comparing Jackson Dart with Kenny Pickett. To you guys, I'm going to be a biased Pitt fan, and I'm going to say go to hell. Because who is Jackson Dart even? There was no noise made from him. And Pitt and Ole Miss are two different schools and two different conferences. Debate with your dad if you want. But I'm just saying, Jackson Dart isn't necessarily a sure thing, just like Shador Sanders isn't necessarily a sure thing. But I just think that is the smartest move to make. If Shador is there, you take Shador. But if you don't take Shador, you go out and you get a defensive lineman like Kenneth Grant, like Walter Nolan, like Derek Harmon. Like, these are all run-stopping beasts who can really beef up this defensive line. And honestly, it is the best move to make. Now, maybe you sprinkle in the cornerback position because obviously we did acquire Darius Slay. But our cornerback room is still a little thin. And so if a guy like Jahdae Barron is down there, maybe you go out and get him. If Will Johnson happens to fall, maybe you go out and get him. Another position I have seen is the safety position because who knows about Minkah Fitzpatrick, right? And then Deshaun Elliott. He played pretty good, but maybe we want to beef it up. And I can't think of the guy's name, but you know who I'm talking about. It's that one safety. His last name starts with an E. You guys can see how much of a casual I am when it comes to these draft prospects. Maybe we go out and get him. The overall point of this is we have had a ton of whiffs in the first round. And no matter who it is, Omar Khan, you've been very good late in drafts. You've been very good at finessing Joey Porter Jr.'s in the second round. Nick Herbig's in the later rounds. Alex Highsmith's in the later rounds. I don't know if Omar drafted Alex Highsmith, but you know what I'm saying? Who else have we acquired late? Darnell Washington, a pretty late round pick. Pat Fryermuth, if you want to call it that, and then the second round. We've been very good deeps in the draft, but we need to draft an all-pro. We need to draft a Pro Bowler with this first round pick because, like I said, the last time we did that was back in 2017 when we drafted TJ Watt. In fact, I don't think we have a single first round pick since 2016 on this team now besides TJ Watt. They have all come, they have all gone. We have not hit that pick right in the last 10 to 15 years, and this is the year it's got to change. We are running out of time with Mike Tomlin. We are running out of time with this defense. We are running out of patience with this fan base. I mean, guys, let's be honest. Are we happy talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers right now? Have we been happy since when was the last time we won a game? We literally haven't been happy in months. And so with all of that said, that is going to do it for me for this video. Overall points, go out and get Derek Harmon. Go out and get Walter Nolan. Go out and get Kenneth Grant. Go out and get a player who is going to be on the team on his second contract. Go out and get a player who is going to hit a Pro Bowl, who is going to be an All-Pro. I know it's easier said than done, But for God's sakes, man, we haven't done it in a while. It's like the same amount of time we haven't won a playoff game. We have not drafted a Pro Bowler in the first round. And it's just like everybody else does it. Why can't we do it? But, anyways, the draft is coming up. I am very excited to watch it. I am very excited to meet all of the new Steelers. And I'm excited to keep talking about the Steelers because, as I mentioned, I know we haven't been happy in a little bit. But next season is a brand new season. It only has to work for us once. It only has to work once. If we draft a good player in the first round, we'll win a playoff game, then we'll win another playoff game, then we'll end up winning a Super Bowl, and we'll have 7 Lombardis. And my final point, if you're in Pittsburgh, I know they're doing nothing to support you, but can you guys please go to a Pirates game? Like, have you seen this viral clip of PNC Park, man? It is empty as hell in the Pirates Stadium right now. So go out and watch a Pirates game. And then once, football season starts, go out and watch the Pittsburgh Steelers. Anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I make videos about the Steelers all the time. It's something I love doing. So thank you for coming with me on this journey. Anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out. Oh, and you know what? If you see a Pirates game, use code Zaya and the Steelers on SeatGeek. Big trust.